Hello YouTube, this is Mike and Base here. Today we are going to do a unboxing and voltage test video right out of the box of a Northstar SMS AGM 80, the smallest Northstar battery that I know of. These things are extremely powerful for their size, and I got this one from GP Car Audio. Call Tyler Jolly at GP. He will solve all your electrical needs. They have alternators, wiring, ring terminals, batteries, you name it, they have it. Let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, I have not opened it yet. You're going to be seeing what I see for the first time as I see it for the first time. You'll also witness there's plenty of safety stickers on here, like do not drop, the fragile on all sides, and on the top here in the USPS packaging we have the GP 24 terminals. I believe they're 24 terminals, they might be 26 terminals. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And in the box we have the battery itself. Let's go ahead and start opening this up if my knife will open up. Forgive me, I'm by myself doing this as usual. Give me just a second, I'll try to position the phone of which I film on properly so you can see this. I apologize about that. And in this packaging here, we will find the GP, whatever they are, terminals. Because I can't remember basic numbers or whatnot. These things are beefy. Solid aluminum. They have some good weight to them. Real nice and machined on the sides. Nice machined on the top. You have your ground on this side. You have your positive on that side. And then up here you'll find the machined recessed holes for the bolt down hardware, of which is most likely in this packaging here. I'm not going to bother you guys with opening that up. And then you'll also find the machined GP logo right there. In case anyone was wondering, in between the positive and negative, this is the first time I'm seeing these. You have these rubber grommets or rubber boots isolating them from each other. Looks like they are bolted in from each side, probably isolated in the center there. I'm not going to take it apart in order to check it out. If you guys want to see how they're put together, it's not really too important to me. You guys can buy the terminals or buy a battery with the terminals and do it yourself. I don't mean to sound like a butthead, it's just not worth the time. Let's go ahead and get into the battery here. Get the knife again. When you open it up, you'll find that you have a cardboard insert that seems to cradle the top of the battery. I like that a lot. Protects the top of the battery and the edges of the top of the battery. When you pull the insert out, you'll see that it's double folded over the sides on all sides, giving you a little bit extra protection. It's single layer on the top, but it appears that GP Car Audio has solved that by putting in 2 additional thick, heavy grade cardboard inserts into the top of it like that to better protect the top of the battery. Once you get the top off, you'll probably notice that you have a fuse looking thingy on the top. I'm not 100% sure what those are for. Probably does nothing, but I'll ask Tyler that next time I talk to him, and maybe I can get an answer for you guys, put in the description in the future. The next bit of protection that we're going to pull out is roughly 3/8 thick, almost a 1/2 inch thick, heavy duty cardboard jacket that goes all the way around the battery, surrounds it during shipping, and also appears to be cradled and held in place by that top piece there that you witnessed me pulling out just a minute ago. Let's get that aside, get the battery out. I'm a pretty strong guy. For how thin this thing is, it was a little difficult getting out of the box. A little bit awkward. I believe the weight on these is 35 pounds. And just like I said, a little bit of dust on there from the manufacturing facility in Springfield, Missouri. SMS AGM 80 from Northstar, 99.99% pure lead, non-spillable. Pulse cranking amps 220, cold cranking amps 400, marine cranking amps 580, 70-minute reserve. I'm not sure what the actual amp hour is on these batteries, but for how low it is, I've heard it before, I just don't remember. And how small this battery is, these things do work, especially when you have a high output alternator in order to feed it. Tyler Jolly from GP has done several videos on these, showcasing their power and capabilities. Excuse me. And they have far surpassed any expectations I could possibly come up with on them. With a GP 370 high output large case alternator and their Mercury build, I believe it is, with the 3 6.5s, they utilize the electrical in that video, in that vehicle, in order to do a power test on this particular battery when it first come out. And at idle speeds of the engine, with that 370, this battery was able to maintain right at 12 volts and a constant 300 amp draw. For a battery this small, that's absolutely amazing. I have a pretty decent sized hand. I'm 6'3", 280 pounds. Got a pretty decent sized hand to go with it. You can see, compared to my hand, this thing is tiny. Let's get it on its side. My hand is my hand is pretty much right at, from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger at its tallest point. The exact height, I believe it's about 8 3/4 inches or 9 inches tall. They're about 3 3/4 wide. And length, I believe, is right at about 10 1/2 long. Let's get this protective cover off. See if I can use my pliers here, or my needle nose, get these bolts out real quick. Now I'm going to need a socket for that, and I don't want to bore you guys with going over to my toolbox trying to get a socket. I just noticed sitting here on my couch doing this video, I have a tape measure handy. I didn't see it before, so let's go ahead and get some measurements real quick. Right at 3 3/4 wide, 9 3/4 long, and then height wise, we are sitting right at 8 or just over 8 by the looks of it. Now let's get to one of the fun parts. For my multimeter, voltmeter, I got a X-Tech True RMS multimeter 430. This is a pretty decent quality little voltmeter or multimeter here. It's not one of them cheap Harbor Freight ones. You can trust that the reading on this is going to be very accurate. Let's go ahead and get it turned on. On the video screen here, it looks like that's not going to do any good. So let's go ahead and leave the light turned off. And you guys have been with me since the very second I started opening this up and saw everything for the first time. This is going to be the first time I check the voltage straight out of the box. Straight out of the box, we're resting at 12.88. Very few battery companies or manufacturers are able to produce a quality battery with that high of a surface charge on it, or a resting charge at all, straight out of the box after it spent a few days in shipping, and then spent a couple weeks in a warehouse in between the manufacturing phase, getting it in the inventory, and then getting it sent over the Tyler GP. You saw it first. SMS AGM 220. One bad little beast coming from the best AGM car audio or automotive battery out there. Can't beat it. This is Mike and Bass. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell, get some notifications whenever I put up a new video. I try to do videos every Monday. Just like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day. More videos like this to come, and soon competition and show season is going to start up. I'll be having some videos of those too. Bye-bye.